Hello and welcome to One India News. I am Akash and I'm back once again with the day's highlight of the Tokyo Olympics 2020. Well, it was a day of mixed bags for Team India, no matter whichever sport we talk about. So let's start with hockey and women's semi-final. India was there. There were a lot of a lot of heartbreak for Team India today, as they were not able to overcome Argentina as they lost the match against this team. Now they lost the match 1-2 against Argentina in the semi-finals. Now Gurjeet Kaur was the one who gave India that lead and converting a penalty corner into a goal. But Argentina hit back in the second quarter as their captain scored the equalizer, and once again it was the Argentinian skipper once again that got the goal in the third quarter to give her team the lead in the semi-final. And though India did fought very hard in the last 15 minutes, but it was Argentina's experience that helped them to keep India away, and they defended their goals very beautifully. And now Argentina will face Netherlands in the gold medal match, whereas India will now clash against Great Britain in the bronze medal clash. So a little bit of disappointment there, both from the men's team and from the women's team. Though a great deed for both the teams there, as they both were able to qualify for the semi-finals. They made it their way to the semi-finals. Well, after 4 decades, the men's team was able to go to the semi-finals, but it was the very first time that the women's hockey team ever made it to the semi-finals of Olympics. So that is a great, great deed by our players, and they should be definitely, patted on the back for that. Now, moving on into wrestling, good news coming in as Ravi Dahiya has now moved into the finals of the 57 kilogram category. Now, Ravi Dahiya basically became the second wrestler to make it to the Olympic finals after staging a remarkable comeback against the Kazakhstan's wrestler Nursulman Sanayev in the men's 57 kilogram semi-final. Now, this is the fourth consecutive Olympics where an Indian wrestler has won a medal. Now, the fourth seeded Indian wrestler was trailing by 2-9 when Sanayev, effectively was pulling all the moves and was trying to gain more and more points as the clock was ticking away. But then Dahiya regrouped, got the hold of his rival, and then he basically, with a double leg attack on his rival, he was able to get the victory by fall. Now, before this, it was Sushil Kumar who was the only Indian wrestler to make it to the gold medal bout in the 2012 London Olympics, and he had to settle for a silver. So now 23, Dahiya had won both his previous bout on technical superiority en route to the final. So a great thing there for India, as one of their wrestlers have now again made it to the finals of wrestling. And talking about another wrestler, another weight category, that is men's 86 kilogram semi-final. Over here, Deepak Punia unfortunately lost his bout in the semi-final, and he was pitched against a formidable foe, American David Morris Tyler. And it was definitely going to be a Herculean task for the Indian wrestler to trouble the American, who is the 2018 world champion and the reigning Pan America champion. So it was hardly a contest there for the American, who basically put moves after moves, and he was basically technically superior than the Indian wrestler over there. Now Deepak only could manage to counter with just one move, and over there American also didn't give him the chance to convert that into a point. So he will be Deepak will now be going to contest in the bronze medal match. So from this, let's move on to golf and women's individual stroke play round one. Over here, Indian golfer Aditi Ashok got off to a brilliant start at the Olympic Games, carding 4 under 67 in the opening round for a share of the second spot. Now, Aditi, who caught up the world's attention 5 years ago in the Rio Olympics, shared this position with world number one, Nelly Corday. And she is just one shot behind the leader, that is Madalena Sandstrom of Sweden, who shot 66. Now, Aditi may well have to share of the lead, but for a bogey in the 18th hole, while Sandstrom shot bogey free under 566. Now, Aditi has five birdies against one bogey, and that is on the closing hole. She was placed, she's basically placed well ahead of some of the big names in the women's golfing circuit. Now, another golfer that is there in women's single event, that is Diksha Dagar. Unfortunately, she had a rough start in the Olympic, as she had five bogeys and no birdie to lie at the tied 56th position. Now, the 60-player field will play 18 holes each day, and there will be no cuts, so all the players will get to play 72 holes. So let's see how India progresses as far as golfing is concerned for the women's title. And moving on, let's move on to boxing here. A lot of hype was behind Lovlina of India. Unfortunately, she finished her Tokyo campaign as she had to settle for a bronze medal after she lost the semi-final to the reigning world champion and the top-seeded Bursanas Surmeneli in the women's welterweight division on Wednesday. Now, Lovlina comes the third Indian boxer to win an Olympic medal after Vijender Singh, who won it in the men's middleweight bronze medal in Beijing 2008, and who won the women's flyweight bronze at the London Olympics 2007. And this is India's actually second bronze in the Olympics after PV Sindhu, who won it in the badminton. And of course, India's only other medal in form of a silver came from weightlifter Mirabai Chanu in the 49 kilogram weight category. Now, Lovlina, who is currently world number 3, had earlier beaten world number 2 Chen Yangqin of Chinese Taipei 4-1 in the quarterfinal to ensure herself a medal. Now, from this, let's move on to athletics and javelin throw. Good news here for India, as India's Neeraj Chopra becomes the first Indian javelin thrower in the history to qualify for the finals at the Olympics after hurling the javelin to a distance of 86.65 meters on his very first throw in the qualification round. Now, Chopra becomes the first Indian ever to qualify for the finals after topping the qualification round at the Olympics. Now, the previous best was Kamalpreet Kaur, who was second place to finish in the Olympic in the women's discus throw event qualification round. Now, the automatic qualification mark was for this event was 83.50, and Chopra threw 86.65 meters in his very first throw, basically just automatically qualifying him for the final. And meanwhile, another Asian silver medalist, Shivpal Singh, who was also another javelin thrower in this match, whose personal best was 86.23 meter, was nearly 10 meters behind as he finished 12th in the group, and it was pretty unfortunate that he the overall that he could make was 76.40 meter, and only top 12 made it to the final. So hard luck for the Indian over there. Now, moving on into wrestling, women's 57 kilogram round of 16 over here. Anshu Malik lost to her opponent Iryna Kurachkina of Belarus 8-2 in the 57 kilogram category. Now, it's not all is not lost for Anshu, as her hope actually in the re-entry into the competition through the repage round basically all rests on Iryna's performance in the competition. If she advances to the final, then Anshu will get a second shot through the repage rules. Now, the repage rules allow the wrestler who have lost early in the competition a second chance should their victor make it to the final. So that all depends on the other wrestler. Now let's move on to some international stories from the Tokyo Olympics. And well, Italy blasted through to the finals of the 1,000 meter in 53.506 seconds to set a world record of 3 minute 42.032 in the 4,000 meter men's team pursuit and rally past Denmark to take the gold in track cycling action on Wednesday. Now, Denmark would set an Olympic record of 3 minute 45 second and 0.14 millisecond in the qualifying, and the basically advanced to the gold medal finals after their lead rider crashed into a lagging British rider in the heats, had a lead of nearly a full second at 3,000 meter mark, but the Danish team lost the speed at each split, covering the second 1,000 meter in 52.230 second, and third in 53.351 second, and the fourth in 54.539 second. So there you have it. Italy breaks the world record. Now moving on into another wrestling game over here. Iran's wrestler has beaten Ukraine's Parzev Naziboy 9-1 to win the gold in the men's Greco-Roman 67 kilogram weight category. Now the Germans, meanwhile, Germany's Frank Sabler defeated Georgia's Ramaz Zodez 5-4 in one of the bronze medal matches. So great things. So a lot of things happening in the Greco-Roman wrestling, also in the 67 kilogram weight category. Now moving on to another category that there is that we need to talk about is the Arlan Lopez won the second Olympic boxing gold for Cuba by beating Britain's Benjamin Vizitok in the light heavyweight final. Now Lopez outclassed the defensive mind boxer from England to fight for the to win the points from the 4 of the 5 judges in the scorecard. Now Cuba has never won a gold in the light heavyweight as its decorated Olympic boxing history until Julio Cesar La Cruz claimed the title at the Rio de Janeiro, and Lopez in the second Cuban boxer in 2 days to win the second gold medal in a different weight category by beating the British fighter after Ronel Iglesias achieved the feat on Tuesday, and Lopez was won the middleweight division in Rio. So that's how it was. Now let's move on to some of the medals and how the medal tally is at the end of the day. So let's first talk about USA. That is on the top spot with 79 medals, 25 gold, 31 silver, 23 bronze. China is on the second position with 70 medals now, 32 gold, 22 silver, 16 bronze, and Russia is on the third spot with 53 medals, 14 gold, and after that 21 silver and 18 bronze. India currently is at the 65th position with 3 medals, 1 silver and 2 bronze medals in their kitty. So well, that's all we have today in the Tokyo highlights. We will be back once again tomorrow with new highlights from Tokyo Olympics. Till then, it's a goodbye.